Zadonde and Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the latest chapter, or latest volume, of Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone, Volume 17. And later today, you guys should be getting my review of My Hero Academia Vigilantes, Volume 10. So, look forward to seeing both of these, I guess that video, a little bit later today. So, yes. So, if you guys aren't fully aware, Dr. Stone, Volume 17, came out today, the 6th, when this video is supposed to come out. However, obviously, I was able to get a copy because some bookstores are special. And like I said, I was able to get this volume a lot earlier, and along with Vigilantes. So look forward to seeing how that turns out. Now, this volume was actually really interesting. The most interesting part of it being the fact that, to start out, this is a story of just getting to America. Senku and his team need to get to America in order to start getting as many people functioning and ready to go so that they can actually start building, well, an army, basically, that can actually prepare to go to the moon. Which, honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing how exactly they're going to handle that, because it looks like it's still going to be quite a ways away, and more than likely, they haven't even made it to space by what is currently happening over in Japan. So, yeah. Remains to be seen exactly how they're going to be handling that, and maybe they're going to be doing stuff involving the story of Dr. Stone reboot Byakuya, which I know it's not canon, or it said that it's not canon, but it is still possible, and I made a video about that, so if you want to know about that, then go watch it. But to start off, the characters are discussing basically how exactly they're going to get to America from Japan. It's a long trip. Even if you can improve, even in modern day, it is a long trip. I mean, sure, by plane, maybe you can get there in a matter of hours, but, or I guess a day or so, but if you're going to be traveling across the sea in a boat, it's quite a long trip, needless to say. And even with our modern technology, it is much faster, but at the same time, it's like insane how long it's going to take. But Senku knows that the fastest way is to go north and basically because of how the globe works. And the problem is that everyone knows that is going to be a rather challenging situation, because you have to deal with GPS, and you have to make sure that you're actually going the right way, and lots of things that could cause them to go off course very easily. While if they were to just go leisurely, they could make it in 70 days across to just following the latitude lines. Or, yeah, latitude lines. And and it's a fight about this that is actually very reasonable. Senku thinks that they can do it in 40 days, which is the fastest that he's doing, and obviously, Ryusu or whatever, I always forget what his name is because it's so freaking complicated. But the point is that the captain thinks, no, we have to go the long way because it's just an easier route, and a lot of the team are going to be able to handle it much better. And maybe they could work some things out, but it's going to be challenging. So they decide to have a little competition to see how exactly they're going to do it. And they break off into teams. Senku and Kohaku, and Ryusu and Gen. And basically, they freaking gamble to see who will win. And it's honestly just the most hilarious moment ever. And it continues to get crazier because once Senku wins, because of course he wins, and I don't want to go over exactly how he wins because there's a lot of stuff to it, but they then move on to actually dealing with other things, such as having a casino on the ship so that the crew are actually able to take some time to relax, to just hang out, and sure, they're probably going to be gambling their money away, but it'll help a little bit. But it also is the start of their bar, allowing them to have alcohol, but also to have other drinks that are delicious. Which I honestly just have to say that some of the moments that we get to see within this whole scene of the bar is just absolutely hilarious. And I would like to mention briefly that they also get to do a lot of really crazy things as they are going over the sea, and we actually get to find out some really cool stuff about Mitsukase's backstory, which that was awesome. And so on and so forth. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we get to see. But I don't want to go over too much of it because, one, I don't have that much time, and two, I want you guys to read it. But, yeah, we got a huge team now of combat-ready people figuring out that the sunstone that the Vikings used was actually calcite, which is cool. And, honestly, a lot of really interesting factors. And also getting to see some whales. Which is just honestly amazing. And they eventually make it to San Francisco and reveal that yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge is gone. Like completely. And all that remains are the scattered remains of all of these people who just, yeah. That's just insane to just see. Like, you see this jut out of just tons and tons of statues. But really, all it is it's the place where that bridge was. All these people were on the bridge just traveling when the event happened. It's insane to think about. But, yeah. Things have changed. The world has changed. Also, gators that are this big. Okay. That's insane. They're going up the Sacramento River to basically find their way back to find the corn that they need. And they keep traveling, and eventually they come across some gators who happen to have eaten an entire freaking ear of corn. And with that, they now know that they can continue on their journey to make their way north. But of course, they get attacked and find out that there are actually other science users who have been working their way trying to do something in this crazy world. From what it's looking like, the new science user is going to be a bit of a villain, but it's honestly a bit unclear. Because we've had, basically every single villain that we've met up to this point has changed their ways and has become a good character. But this is one of those characters that I'm honestly uncertain of. And sure, yes, there have been some villains that have stayed villains and then were defeated, and thank goodness they're gone. But at the same time, so many of these villains have changed to the side of good very easily, all things considered. But this guy just feels off. There feels like there's something that's going to be really bad going on. And Gen can feel this, and he is just ready to be sure that things are going to be getting insane soon. So he lies his ass off to make sure that this new villain doesn't find out anything, especially since one of his men just shot at our main heroes. So, yeah, he lies his ass off and tells him that their leader is Dr. Taiju, which, oh my gosh, that is the best scene, and it is a perfect scene to just end it on, as we also get to see Taiju sneezing at the end to just signify that, yep, he said that. Oh, and honestly, that was just a perfect moment that truly gets me ready for the next volume, volume 18. And honestly, I think that Dr. Stone has honestly done some truly amazing things. Sure, it's taught us about crazy factors like science and alcohol and a lot of other things, which honestly, seriously, I'm kind of intrigued by a lot of creators' recent desire to do stuff on teaching. There's a lot more teaching anime than you'd think recently. And honestly, think about that. Dr. Stone, sure, it's basically feeling like the pioneer of this, but there's also Drifting Dragons, which I've been reading recently, and I'm getting really excited to continue reading it and to tell you guys more about it in the future. But it honestly feels like a new age. Perhaps there is a new era for manga and anime that we're going to be going into a bit of an educational series, an educational era of anime and manga that is going to be changing the world as we see it to be something practically brand new, with more people learning about these amazing principles in ways that actually are interesting. Edutainment has always had a bit of a bad name, but I think that this may be the way that is going to be restarting edutainment and actually bringing it to the forefront of many people's lives. And sure, a lot of this stuff is going to be mostly aimed towards adults, because adults are the ones who are reading and watching these things. But it's honestly a really good thing that adults are actually picking these up and reading them, because many of us are probably forgetting a lot of these important details that we may have learned just a few years ago, but now we've forgotten them because we've blocked out a lot of our school lives. It's honestly insane to just think about how much these stories will probably improve lives moving forward. So, yeah. With that, I'd say that Dr. Stone is probably going to be the leading factor of this moving forward, alongside Drifting Dragons, which will teach people about cooking and other things that are really important for survival situations. Seriously, holy crap. If ever there is a situation like Dr. Stone, I hope that I remember Dr. Stone and Drifting Dragons, because these two series are going to be responsible for how I survive. Oh. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, of course. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and ring the notification bell. We will be talking more about Dr. Stone as it comes out, along with other series, like I said, Vigilantes and My Hero Academia, but also some new series are coming to the channel very soon. Well, I guess they've already started, with that of Hunter's Guild Red Hood, which I've been doing some videos for, and I did one yesterday, so definitely go and check that out if you haven't yet. Of course, if you guys have any thoughts or theories, please leave them down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment. And of course, if you guys do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways you can support us financially, including the merch store, the book, and of course, our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!